I will say that while we were gone, okay, I discovered the secret to viral podcast success.
Oh, okay.
Do you want to hear it?
Yes, please tell me.
Okay. So the secret is you get two guys. One guy has either a terrible opinion or doesn't know something about something. And the other
Okay.
guy is bewildered. He is upset. He is struggling with the fact that this man does not know this thing or this bad take. You know, it's just like, I'll give you an example. It's like, you know, Darnell, I could fight a gorilla.
Oh,
I could fight him, I think, or maybe reason with him. You know, he wouldn't kill
really?
me. That's the secret to viral success, is just having
Mary
that
says
thing.
doubt.
Just being like, you know what, just terrible takes and just being so upset. Just all of your jimmies are rustled, right? Over
Oh.
over this fact. It's just being like, you know, I don't believe in the female orgasm. That's it. That's how you get viral.
Mary is judging your comments. Society is doomed.
So I know what you're saying because because I can see your full camera, but the audience can't. So your name is blocking out the fact that you are holding Mary. So just pointing that out there, that you are currently holding and petting a cat.
Okay,
So
good.
that's just for everyone else out there in the world. No, this is good. I do miss popping into live. I miss, you know, coming through. Like I said, you know, it's been a while for us, so I'm really glad that you know, we're back in it. So go ahead, Darnell. Why don't you tell us what we're talking about today? This was your
Uh,
baby.
oh yes, my baby. We're gonna talk about like how the things that people have done for money,
Yeah,
whether dangerous or just a little risky,
yeah,
and like
yeah.
taking that chance to like this capitalist health state we have to survive, and like movies that talk about it or lately kind of like address it, whether it's funny or a little serious.
Okay, okay. So you know, we're talking about stuff kind of similar to what we've seen in media, like Squid Games. How there's actually a real life Squid Games now that they're doing.
Yes.
Like, it started with Mr. Beast doing one, and that was insane. But then it
Yeah.
moved on to actually having a Netflix real life Squid Game. Capitalism's weird, right? Like,
Yes.
we can all say like that and admit that capitalism itself is crazy.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So you had a couple movie examples that you wanted to go through. What was your first one?
My first one is a dangerous game.
Okay.
Um, yeah, it's a dude has chooses to be hunted for 24 hours. And he gets like a sum of money every 45 minutes, and it's like so every 45 minutes that he survives, he gets like I think it's about 50 grand in his account,
And it's up
and he
to
has
what,
like survive.
24 hours he has to survive?
Yeah, 24 hours
Okay.
he has to survive. And the hitch is that he can't leave the city. He can't have a gun. Because if he gets a gun, the hunters get a gun. And at the 45-minute mark, where his location is pinged to the hunters for
Okay.
like 2 minutes.
All right. So he makes it the first 45 minutes, and then the next person, or no, he makes it 45 minutes. He gets a certain amount, but then the catch is everyone knows where he is. So every
Yes.
45 minutes, he's like, boom.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like so, but he can't leave the city. The thing is, he can't leave the city, so he has to stay within his city limits. I think it's Detroit. The movie takes place in Detroit,
Okay.
so
So
he has
that's
to stay
actually
inside.
like, that sounds. It sounds like deceptively easy, right? It's just like
Yes.
keep moving, right? And then wherever you are, like, don't stay where you are every 45 minutes,
Yeah.
right? So it sounds deceptively. I'm sure that there's twists in this movie, but like immediate first question: do you think you could do this?
Uh, in Chicago, I think I could fucking do it. But like any other city, I
Oh
don't think I could
god
do it
damn!
because like I got like public transportation, so I'm riding that fucking train. Like they're not gonna take me out in the middle of a broad fucking group because that
Now
means the cops are
listen,
gonna fucking arrest them.
I know. Like this is the reason that I know that we're at the very least. I'm because I was gonna say like, oh, this is how you know we're men, but like I'm gonna say like this is at least how we know that we are like super masked, right?
Yeah.
In that we are filled with all of the audacity of like
Yes.
cishet men, right? Because
Yeah. I'll
it's
admit it.
just
Yeah.
like you know what, like listen, under the right circumstances, all right, I could survive a group of people hunting me.
Yes. Exactly. It's like you know what? Like I can do this. I know hiding spots.
You know what? At least we're self-aware, right?
Yeah.
It's that same thing of do you see that trend going around? It's just like, oh, like every man believes that they could land a plane, like under the
Oh yeah.
emergency. And like, and I sat there, and there's so many situations where I'm like, "Ugh, I'm not like other dudes. But then the second that topic came up of like, could you land a plane? I was like, well, yeah, like not well, but like if you're coaching me through it, like I could do it. And
See.
and I tell you, when I told people this story, they were just like, "You are just like every other man." It's like,
Yeah.
no.
I'm not surviving the fucking the plane. I'm like, now guys, y'all better shit. I feel like I have a better chance if I just open the door and jump
I
the
feel
fuck
like
out
there's
than me fucking
something in me where I'm just like, I cannot just say I'm going to like, I'm going to not make it. Like I have to have that like some type of survival instinct, right? Like
yeah.
I can't. Um, but that being said, right? I don't know if I could like a group because like
It's three dudes in the movie.
so
So
it's
three
three.
people are
Okay,
hunting
so
him.
three dudes are hunting you, right?
Yeah.
Now, are those three dudes competing?
Yes. All three dudes are competing with each other.
Okay, and is it possible to like pit one against the other?
Well, you can't communicate with them. So
No,
like
well,
it's
yeah, yeah, but like they will get in the way of each other.
yes.
Okay, the window's open. Is all I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like, like if all three of them were working together to get me, that's a different story.
You don't know who they are though until they try to hunt you though. So
I mean,
that's
and
the thing.
that's fine. But I'm just saying that like if they were grouping up to go after me, I think like
Oh
I'm
yeah.
done, right?
Yeah, it
But the
was like
fact that there is that they are competing against each other means that there's at least a window of opportunity there, right? Because like they're not gonna all come at me at once, right? Like
yeah.
three dudes with knives, like
Yeah.
I could probably dodge one or two knife swings, but like
Yeah.
three at the same time, like what am I, one of them like little stick figures on YouTube? Just be like, I can't. My stamina could never. All right. So going the non-violent route in discussion of this, uh, one of the movies that I thought about for this was Trading Places.
Okay.
Now, that's a very interesting movie because it's a different type of financial exploitation, right? Because you
Yes.
take two people, one who is very accustomed to a certain lifestyle, right? And for those of you who aren't familiar with the plot of Trading Places, it's two men make a bet for $1 that anyone could. It's whether or not someone could thrive regardless of their upbringing. So they
Yeah.
take one man who has been kind of spoon fed his whole life. He's lived a very privileged life, and he was working for their company. Um, and I believe he was played by Dan Aykroyd. Um,
Yes.
so he was very privileged life, spoon fed, and he was doing very well for the company. And they decided to take someone else, Eddie Murphy, uh, who was a homeless man at the time, and they decided to swap them to show whether or not like a person could succeed as long as they were given the right leg up in society, right? And so what they do is they like frame Dan Aykroyd for like embezzlement and shit like that. So they make him lose his job. They make him lose everything he has. So he ends up having to be homeless. And then they also they just give Eddie Murphy this job and this and money and opportunity. And they're just like, here we
Yeah.
go. This is, and then like they start to see what happens. It's a very interesting movie because like like the thing is that they can both thrive under the circumstances. It just proves that like yeah, uh, society is really weird when you have nepotism, right?
Yeah.
It's very different when you have privilege. So they go through this kind of idea and they explore that like exploitation that happens, but as a result of their just like scheming for this bet, it was a gentleman's bet for it was only $1, right?
Yeah.
But through this, they like ruin someone's life,
Yeah.
right? Um, so it's a very interesting like take on this because it does say like it's like hey like nepotism exists, privilege exists, capitalism bad, but then it completely throws it out the window, and it's just like haha, you have to have morals or else you might end up homeless yourself.
Yeah.
So it's like it's the same tradition of like how like Western media always does this, where it's just like hey, we're gonna encroach the subject to make you think like hey, maybe this idea is bad, but then we're gonna whoop, flip it right back. It's that whole
Yeah.
Killmonger effect of just like he might be having a really good idea until you realize that like oh shit, he's killing people.
Yeah.
So it's like you can't have him like appear too good, and that's a problem.
Yeah. I always got to bring that, like we can't give them too much of a good idea. Remember,
Right,
make
right.
them laugh, make them laugh.
Yeah. It's very interesting how many movies like do that. Um so I don't know if I have like a position of saying like would I succeed in this movie because it was like not super much, it's not super a challenge. It's like they give you all the tools. It's like here's like money and wealth and power. Um do with that what you will. So
Yeah.
yes. Fucking
Honestly,
give me
I
money
think I
right
would.
now, right?
Honestly, I think I would fail in that movie specific scenario because like has to do like the stock market and like business shit, and it's like that's you talking to people, and I'm too quick to tell people, please shut up. Like I don't care what you're
Mm.
saying, just move. And so like if I had to do like some other like job, like maybe like
But see, like they
in
set
like
him up with everything because like it was even like he was like, well, I don't really know what I'm doing, and they were just like, oh, well, just like follow this person's advice, So it's like really easy to like not screw up, because they
well that's the thing,
literally
is like
did spoon feed him.
well, yeah, that's the problem. Is like my problem isn't like the task. It's just not telling like a business partner who says something stupid that hey, that's a really stupid thing to say. Like
Mm,
so, like my
okay.
issue is like, can I keep my mouth shut so I can keep getting the paycheck? Because like this dude's really dumb. Like why? Like who's put him in charge of anything? Like I
Okay,
know
so
I'm fresh to the thing, but this guy's over here saying really dumb shit.
I am very good at shutting up for money.
See, I am not.
I like I am very confident in my ability to say, "Hey, you know what? I'm not opening my mouth right now." like
Like I
because
think I
cuz
am.
cuz sir, that is fumbling the bag.
Yeah. So like I can handle it for like a month of like me keeping my mouth shut. But it's like, oh, I have to see him every fucking Tuesday. It's like like 3 months in, it's gonna be like, look, dumb fuck.
No, I
I
feel
know
you.
I'm around here, new around here, but do you just like think before you speak, or is like your just fucking brain just empty up there? Uh
Oh my god. Okay, so what's your other movie?
Uh, Self Reliance. It's like a new movie that popped up on Hulu.
Okay.
Uh, Guy walking down the street, kind of like not completely down on his luck, but like not in the best of shape either.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Gets pulled up by I forgot who the fuck it is, like some celebrity, and the person is an actual celebrity in the movie. So he's like playing himself technically.
Okay.
Uh, and he said like, "Hey, we'll give you $1 million to let somebody hunt you for 30 days."
Okay.
But the thing is, like, you can't tell anybody about it,
Okay.
and like we can only they can only kill you if when you're alone. So like, as long as somebody's in the room with you, you're fine. Or if somebody's not in the room with you, you're fair game.
Okay.
And I'm not making that one.
Okay. So,
Like,
okay.
not for 30 days.
I have a question. Does he
Okay.
know who the person is that's hunting him?
No, they tell him, but like he doesn't know until like they walk up next to him and clearly like, hey, you're going to have to be alone sometime. But
And
like
it's
beforehand, he
okay.
doesn't.
And is it only one? It's only one person, right?
It's more than one person, but like he's only seen one person though. So like most of the fucking movie, he definitely knows at least one person,
Okay.
but he doesn't know if there's more than one person.
Okay. Because like the answer to this is to all like, because you would think like as long as you're never alone, you're fine, but that's actually not the case. You need to always be in a room with two other people at least,
Yeah,
right? Because so any witness counts, right? Like you can't be killed in a, like if there's two people that want to kill you in the
yeah.
room, you can't they
Like
can't
he
do it.
first starts off with like a homeless person. He just like sleeps next to a homeless person, and like the homeless person doesn't even know like, what are you doing? It's like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm just like lost, so I just need to stand here right quick. And so like nobody fucks with him because he's right next to the homeless person who doesn't even acknowledge that he's there.
Mm-hmm. Like
And
I
so
feel
like yeah,
like I could be able to find myself in a sense in a room with two other people
for
like
30
fairly
days.
for 30 days, not 30 days straight. Like a motherfucker's got to use the bathroom, right?
Oh yeah, got to be with you in the bathroom.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Like there will be times where I will be alone for like 30 seconds, you know? But it's like, yeah, I don't think I could have somebody poop with me for 30 days. Like
yeah, you're like
because like
the
that's
pooping thing.
because like what you could do, like let's say that you decide for these 30 days that you want to like go into like a YMCA, right?
Yeah,
Because then you could be like, all right, well then it's group showers,
yeah,
right? And you could be like, as long as at least one other person's in the shower, like I'm not gonna be murdered, you know, in that scenario.
yeah,
Or like a gym, you know, that kind of like makes sense. It's still gonna be hard to poop. I feel like
yeah,
that's the time when we're gonna get murdered, you know.
yeah.
I think about like,
An
do you remember
embarrassing way to go is
Zombieland?
like, yeah,
The scene where like
exactly.
the guy tries to take a shit and the clown crawls under the stall and gets him.
Yes.
That is how I would go out. I'd
Yep.
just be like,
Yeah,
I
way to go.
needed to poop.
Also, I don't think $1 million is enough for me to be hunted either.
Honestly, like 30 days for $1 million is that's a lot of stress. I don't think that's worth
Yeah,
it. And there's another. I
yeah,
mean, we have something else we're planning to talk about later, where we talk about 30 days, um, where I think that might be worth it. But this one, it's not.
yeah.
$1 million isn't enough for 30 days of like my anxiety being through the roof.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah.
Like the therapy bill on that motherfucker. It's like, oh, why are you here today? Oh, I let a
Oh,
bunch of fucking random people chase me through the fucking city for 30 days for $1 million, and I saw some things.
I think where it comes into it, right, is like for a lot of people, right, $1 million is a life changing amount of money, right? So
Yeah. Oh yeah.
we have like things of like there's nothing else that you're gonna do that's gonna earn you $1 million.
Yeah.
That's like flat out. So it's if you think about it in the way that we generally put our blood, sweat, and tears into our everyday work lives, and most of us, I mean, most of the people are sitting there making minimum wage for their blood, sweat, and tears, right? Some of us that even if we're a little more blessed, we're not.
Yeah.
Most of us aren't clearing six figures, so let
No.
alone seven, and that's for a whole year,
Yeah.
right? So yeah, that is something where it's like, okay, like this is more money than I'll make in the next 30 years. So like why would I say no to that? Because the risk is death, but it's like you could die any day,
True.
you know? So it's an interesting thing. I don't know if I would do that one because that's like the possibility of survival, like
Yeah.
it's it's hard to not be alone, you know?
Yeah.
Um so in a possible solution, right? Thinking about this is like, what if you just kind of like sit in Times Square,
Ooh.
you know? Because Times
Yeah.
Square is never empty.
No.
Like I've been there 2, 3 a.m. It's still like there's still people, right? 4 a.m. Everyone's waking up. You know what I mean? Like you got
Yeah.
people starting to go to work. So that's a possibility, right?
Yeah.
Um, Another option is you can get yourself arrested.
Ooh.
You know what I mean? Like because a solution to be able to like get yourself to be able to like sleep is you can get yourself thrown in solitary.
Hmm.
You know,
But what if the cop that arrests you is the hunter?
um, that's a little too real. That's real life, right?
Yeah.
That's how they get us, right?
Exactly. It's like, oh, this dude just willingly came along. Okay.
Yeah. Um, but I mean, you could potentially, right, walk into a police station and turn yourself in for a random crime,
Ooh.
right? And so that way you are like you're surrounded by police, right?
Yeah.
A DA likes an easy win.
Yeah.
Um, we all know that they love to not actually do research. So if you come in and you confess to something, you know, something that is like a 30-day mandate, and then once you're in there, like punch a guard and get thrown in solitary, like
Yeah.
yeah, that's a possibility, right? Because then the people have to infiltrate a prison, and that's significantly harder,
Yeah.
you know. Um, and that's a risk I might take. It's interesting when you have time to sit and think about it. You can like come up
Yeah.
with creative ways, but I think on the spot I'd probably die.
Yeah.
it's like well, what do I do now? The first couple
I
days
feel
I'd be
like
pretty frantic.
I feel like I would die because the person who I tried to stay with left me, and I didn't know they left me. So it's not that I would by myself somewhere alone. It'd be somebody like I'm like, okay, cool. Hey, don't go here without me, and they would just be like a normal person and like leave, and
Interesting,
then
interesting.
I get stabbed while they fucking left and did something. Like they went to the grocery store right quick, and here I am about to get like they come back to me in a pool of blood, stabbed in the fucking in the living room.
Okay, yeah, I can feel that being the case. Uh, yeah, maybe okay. Verdict: we both die.
Yeah.
Just just for different reasons.
Yes, I think.
Like you not knowing you were left alone, and me trying to poop. Okay. All right. So another movie I wanted to talk about is an interesting take on this sort of spectrum is the movie Blank Check. And so
Okay.
for those of you who haven't seen Blank Check, the plot of the movie is that this kid receives a blank check from his grandmother. He doesn't really understand what it means, except that he knows that he can just type in, he can enter whatever amount that he wants, and just get that. What ends up happening is that he replaces, or he accidentally trades places with somebody, um, in the checks switch hands, and they don't necessarily realize it. But he just decides that he's a kid who doesn't understand how banks work, and he says $1 million, right? So he just writes
Yeah.
$1 million in there, and they cash it. So he has $1 million, and then he sets up like a fake name and everything. It's pretty weird, but he starts spending the money like right away because as a kid he doesn't understand everything. But he buys a house, he hires people, he starts throwing parties willy nilly, whatever. Meanwhile, this money is all stolen money from like I think like mafia people or something.
Oh
So
yeah.
they're trying to find out, where the money is and get it back. But because the kid used a fake name, they're trying to figure out who this who the guy is because it
Yeah.
can't be the kid.
Macintosh.
Yeah. So Mr. Macintosh um, is the hidden character because he just looked at his Apple computer and was like, "This is who I am now." Um,
Yes.
and the kid talks to everybody. He's the face for this faceless man. But
Yeah.
the truth is that he is the man. And it's an interesting thing because one of the weirdest things, right, is the cop, or no, yeah, the lady cop who's undercover, who is trying to get
Yeah.
close to Mr. McIntosh to figure out like whatever, so she can solve her crime. Like, really makes a lot of steps to seduce this like 10-year-old,
Yeah.
right? And it's very interesting because like even at the end of the movie, like this is just an aside about the money and the expectation and what people do with it, but like
Yeah.
she at the end of the movie like kisses him full on the lips and is like, call me in 10 years.
Yeah.
Groomer.
The
Like,
late '90s, early 2000s, wild times. It was like,
yeah,
oh,
like that was weird.
we watched that movie and just thought that's a perfectly okay thing to
Yeah, I was like,
happen.
oh, that's nice. Like she actually is into him. He'll like, it'll be nice for him to call her in 10 years. Weird.
Yeah.
um
Exactly. It's like,
yeah, but so in that movie it's a very interesting thing about like how like people don't question things when money's presented to them.
yeah.
They may have weird looks, but like the second that like a kid opens a suitcase and like here's money, they're just like, well, I'm really going to take this money from you, and no, I'm not going to ask questions. And I think that's part of like the financial exploitation that we see too, is that like people were so willing to like take advantage. I think that speaks, in a way to how people treat like child celebrities,
Yes.
right? Because realistically, like these are like children who have found themselves with a ton of money, for you know they found themselves in a lot of money with a lot of money without experience about how to deal with money, and so they end
Yeah.
up spending exorbitantly, and people will take advantage of that. um, and so I think that this movie kind of had the potential to speak on it, um, even though like in a roundabout way did, it still didn't like cover what it should have, but I think it could.
Yeah.
um, there's not really a survival aspect in this necessarily, except that like I just wouldn't steal money from people with the ability to kill me. um,
Yeah.
so it's like would I write a ridiculous number on a blank check? No, because I know how banks work. That wasn't
Me as a
supposed to
like,
work.
yeah. Thing is, like, me as like that. Like, that well, that's kind of like the thing. Is like, yeah, like he's like, they were fucking angry. It's like, wait, there's no possible way that two people would have came in for fucking asking for $1 million.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But my thing is me as a kid, I don't think that I probably would have fucking tried it, but I
Mm-hmm.
also would have been smart enough to know that like this isn't going to like somebody might ask for it. And so I would have like secretly spent the money. I would have like exorbitantly spent the money, like bought the house and built like a go-kart track in the backyard.
Yeah, but I think like going back to the fact that like he was probably like 10 years old, right? So
Yeah,
putting it in that like thing, he probably doesn't realize that his grandmother's not a millionaire, and he
yeah,
probably doesn't like in his mind that money is his. So when
yeah,
he doesn't tell his parents about it, it's not like, oh, someone made a mistake. He doesn't tell his parents about it because it's his money, and he
yeah,
feels that if he tells them, they're going to tell him how he spends it. Because I'm sure he's had that time where it's like, oh, it's your birthday, man, why don't you give it over to your mom here, and I'll make sure you stay within budget. Meanwhile, she gives him like 10% of it.
yeah.
So I think like that was definitely, an aspect to it, but I'm not sure. So I think our verdict for this is like not plausible. We wouldn't have gotten the
Yeah.
money.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. So uh, that was the end of our list. We do have that the one last movie, right?
Oh yes, the group discussion.
Okay. So this is where we go ahead and we talk about an interesting idea here, and that it does present a financial challenge while also being financial exploitation. Uh, oh my god, I'm just now realizing that I misspelled exploitation. So the graphics messed up. It says
We're
exploitation.
ruined.
Oh my god,
Hey.
it's fine. So we're professionals
Yes, we are.
now.
Absolutely.
Brewster's the last movie is Brewster's Millions, and
Yes.
so this is a great movie. Um, well, I say great with like quotation marks. It's a Richard Pryor movie, and Richard
Yeah.
Pryor was always hilarious. So much respect for him. But I will say that an interesting thing is that it is an '80s movie. So in
Yeah.
all '80s movies glory, it does have some out of date ideas. But it is
Yeah.
an interesting view on like uh, financial exploitation. But go ahead and run us through what this movie is about.
Um. So this mediocre, washed up baseball player discovers that he's related to just like some super rich person, and he's presented with a deal. The
Mm-hmm.
deal is that if he gets he can get if he can spend what do I have $30 million in 30 days, he will get 300 million. But there's a clause that
Mm.
says he can turn down the deal and he just gets a million straight up front. But if he takes the deal, he can't have any assets left over. He has to just whatever he's wearing is the only thing he can have. He can't tell anybody why he's spending all the money, and he can only he can't give it away. Can't just straight give a bunch of money away. He can gamble 5%. He can give to charity 5%, but the rest has to actually be spent on things.
Okay. So recapping, he has he has to spend $30 million in 30 days. He cannot own
Yes,
anything after the 30 days that he didn't already own, including the
yes,
clothes on his back. And
yes,
he can only give away a max. He can only gamble 5%. He can only give away 5%. And
yes,
anything that he uses the money for has to have an intrinsic value. Like
yes,
so like if he hires a bunch of people, he has to actually get something from those people. He can't just be like
yes,
you're a consultant.
yes.
Okay, so that's a interesting rule set. One thing I want to talk about before we go into the game is
Yeah.
he finds out that he has this rich uncle
Oh yeah.
who says in a video, a recorded video to him is like, I bet you didn't know you had a honky for an uncle. and then also
Yeah.
says that he's like, oh, I have a checkered family. Sir, what do you mean when you say checkered?
Yeah.
Like,
I was like, oh.
because he's like, yeah, he's like, there's some blacks in my family. It's like, we're checkered, sir, sir.
Yeah, okay, like British casual
What do
racism,
you
okay.
mean by that? Oh God, the way that I like saw that, I was like, oh, who approved this script? But then I realized that it was '80s, and it was like, yeah, that makes sense actually.
Yeah.
So that was just funny. So one thing I want to talk about is how quick, like some of the things that he started spending money on were like
Hmm.
really interesting ways to spend kind of quickly, but also smart. So
Yeah.
the first thing he does after getting this is the additional rule you didn't mention. He can't tell anybody that he's doing the challenge.
Oh yes.
Um, so he immediately leaves and he tells his best friend Spike, who is a real one. He's an OG,
Yep.
played by John Candy. So he tells him that he inherited $30 million and they're about to like live big, right? So he goes over to the bank. They open the vault, show him the $30 million, and he's like, "This is fantastic." He's like, "Give me $3 million in cash right now." And they immediately are just like, "Listen, you can't walk around in New York City with $3 million. You just don't do that." He's like, "You need security. You need people." He's like, "You know what? Absolutely, you're right." He turns to the first guard in front of him. He sees, says, "How much do they pay you a week?" And he says like something like $750 a week. He's like, "Fantastic. How about I pay you $3,000 a week and you be my head of security?" And they're like, "What are you talking about? That's crazy." And he's like, "No, you're right. 4,000 a week to be my head of security, right? And I want you to hire 20 other guards and pay them 3,000 a week. What do you say?" And the guy's like, "Sure, that's amazing." And if you do the math on that, right, that much,
Yeah.
that's about 250 grand right there,
Yeah.
right? And so that's a quick like way to like spend a chunk of money, but also mean like I'm not gonna get robbed, right?
Yeah.
So he does start like hiring people right away for things, and because security is something that has an inherent value when you're dealing with that type of money, then you're like, okay, this actually makes sense. Like that's a quick spend.
Yeah.
So I was really with that. That was a smart way to do it.
It's yeah. Like I liked the like that one and the stamp thing. The stamp thing was
The
nice.
stamp
He
was
bought that
brilliant.
that expensive stamp and then just like immediately just use it to mail something. It's like, well, hey, it
Yeah.
has a value.
So that was
Like,
that was a interesting part for those of you who haven't watched the movie. He finds out about his friend is constantly telling him like, hey, here's a way that you can like have savings that you can invest in. He's like precious metals, diamonds, things like that, and here's a way to have assets. And he mentions stamps. He's like, yeah, stamps is really good. He goes stamps. So he walks into a store and asks for the most expensive stamp that they have. He shows him a rare misprint stamp valued at like 800K. He pays like 1.25 million for it, right? And in the news, people are talking about it like, oh, he just made this thing, and he purchased the rarest stamp in the world. And the part of the challenge that wasn't previously mentioned by us is that if he doesn't win the challenge, all of that money goes to the law firm, right?
yeah,
And so they're really rooting for him to not win. So when they're reading the newspaper, they're laughing about it. They're like, he doesn't understand the rules. This stamp is an asset. That's crazy. And then while they're laughing about it, they get this postcard from him that's just it's got the $1.25 million stamp on it. So he actually used it.
yeah. I was like, fuck yeah, like
Yes, that was brilliant. That was a good way to spend 1.25. Um, uh, the, a crazy part that I had forgotten in the movie was that he actually does make the bets. So he
yes,
makes he makes significant bets. He actually bets not just on races and games, but he ends up betting on the stock market, right?
Oh yeah.
So he's like, anything that's 50 to 1, just go ahead and put down, 5 grand each. And the guy ends up coming back in saying he's not allowed to bet anymore because he won all of his bets. So
Oh yeah.
like that's crazy. But then the stock market one happens, and it's where he had invested in a company that sounded really crazy, like
The iceberg.
icebergs,
Shipping icebergs to like someplace hot.
putting rockets in icebergs to ship them to the desert. And
Yeah.
so he was like, "Yeah, I'm going to put money into that." And then he ended up, another company bought them out, and stock price rose, and so he was like, "Nope, sell it, sell it, sell it, sell it." So his buddy says, "Listen, I sold it, and I didn't tell you. I made another investment on it, and we made $10 million."
Yeah.
So he's like, "Fuck!" Now he's not spending 30 million; he's spending 40 million. He's right back where he was
Yeah.
after spending all that money. So it was a crazy thing because it's like, yeah, you can bet, but the rule is that you can't have more than 5% in losses. Uh, so if he wins, he just has more, and like that's assets. He can't have
Yeah.
anything at the end of it. So like that's a risk, right? Because what happens if you like, if you spend, 5% of that $30 million and you win,
Yeah.
because you can't have it. It can't be yours. It's crazy to think about.
Oh,
It's
I
funny
wrote
at
down
the
the numbers.
yeah, the with inflation, right?
Yeah. So inflation for the 30 mil is $81 million today.
Okay.
He would have to spend $2,700,000 every day. The 300 mil is 855 million. And the 5% that he had to gamble with is $4 million a piece. So
Right.
he had to gamble.
Right.
So it's like $8 million he has to like just fuck off with and hope that it goes away.
Yeah. So 4 million is 4 million on a bet. I think, like, can you do that? I think possibly, right?
I don't think I could.
Like I don't know if I would. I don't know if I would be able to spend 4 million. Like the 4 million gamble. There's too many factors that like you could win unless you bet it all
Yeah.
on one thing. But imagine if you
Yeah.
bet it like if you're just like, listen, I'm gonna bet on black, and you
Yeah.
actually
Like
get
go to the
if you
casino.
actually get it, like that's crazy. I mean, like, so like betting on black. I think at roulette that's still what, 2 to 1.
Yeah.
So like betting on black is like that's even then it's like too high of a risk. I'd have to go with something,
Ooh.
right? Like, because let's say you're like, okay, I'm gonna bet on zero, right? Because it like almost
Yeah.
never lands at zero, but zero's like what, like 50 to 1.
Yeah. Something.
Could
I just
like, if you won, okay, if you bet $4 million on zero and won, then like you're having to spend another 200 million.
yeah.
That's where it starts becoming like, this is excessive, right?
Yeah. I completely forgot about like casinos for some reason. I was just thinking like betting on sports and like horse races and shit like that. I
Yeah.
completely forgot like casinos. And I'm like, I could go to the poker table. I suck at poker. And just drop down
I
four
think
million
like if
dollars
you
and just
purposely lose at blackjack, like I think that's like okay,
what's
right?
the thing? I wouldn't purposely lose. I'm just bad at it. Like I've never like you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
like I'm just bad. So I'm like, yeah, I'm just bad at it. But my luck, that'd be the game I win.
Yeah, do you
Like
imagine like
I
you if you go to blackjack and you hit a 19 and get a 2?
yeah.
Like,
I'm like, I've never won this game ever. But today we win. Today's the day we win. You're fucking with me, God, right? You're just
yeah.
fucking with me.
And by the way, because of the rules, right? You can
Yeah,
only have 5% in losses. So it's not like you could win and then bet all of your winnings. You can't do that
yeah,
because you can't have more, like regardless of whether you win some or and try to play again, if
Yeah.
you can't lose more than the 4 million.
Yeah.
So like you would break the rules if you like if
Try to
you
regamble it.
if
Yeah.
you try to regamble it, would break the rules. Now, an interesting thing that's not in there, right, is
Yeah.
that there's nothing in there saying that you can't, create an LLC and then do that because then you could like technically hire the LLC to provide some sort of value for you, and then the LLC could have all of the things. So
Yeah.
you could technically just be like LLC Consulting Group is going to provide financial spending for all of the assets and blah 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 blah. So they own everything. So you could actually there's a potential where you could say like I bought this house for my employees to live in. My employees are part of the LLC, and so the LLC owns the asset.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna assume that that's against the rules, even though it's not explicitly said to be against the rules, because
Yeah. Because
otherwise
like
it
it's
becomes
still
super
your
easy.
asset.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's still your asset, so it'd have like some
Well, if
intrinsic
you don't
value.
own the LLC, then it
So
wouldn't
like
be
yeah,
your
that's
thing.
so yeah, you have to get somebody like pay somebody else to open an LLC for you.
Yeah.
Pay somebody else like,
It
hey,
starts
you
it starts to get
start an
really
LLC.
really like
Messy.
zany and against the rules. I think like it's against the spirit of the
Yeah.
rules while not being explicitly against the rules. So we're gonna rule that out, right?
Well, true.
So I think in order to play fair, we'll just kind of stick with rules as written, and not try to
So
mess with the
here's my
system.
thing now. They just playing loose with the rules. Like, what happens? So like he obviously like he in the movie he rents everything. Like he rents
Yeah.
a hotel room like,
Hmm.
for like all of his friends and like everybody he just meets. He just rents them hotel rooms and like he rents furniture. He rents all his suits to like. I was like, yeah, I have the suit, but I have to give the suit back. But like, what happens if I like go to a track day and I rent a Ferrari and I wreck the Ferrari? Does that count as me intentionally fucking damaging the Ferrari? But like, I'm not
Now,
intentionally crashed.
so in ways that like counted as spending the money in the movie, right? He
Yeah.
actually like he got sued for stuff. So
Oh yeah.
paying for damages for things, right? Like if you rent the Ferrari and wreck the Ferrari and then have to pay for wrecking the Ferrari, right? That would technically be the same as paying damages to, in the same way that he got sued by the he got sued by the um, candidates for mayor for slandering them, and
Oh
so he
yes.
paid out that money, and he was like, well, it is what it is, but that counted as spend. And then when the guy rear-ended him in the car, he also
Yeah.
like he's like, hey, you know what, you look like pain and anguish. He goes, let's settle this out of court. Here's $100 million, right? So that's an interesting aspect of it, right there. So that's technically something that is allowed. Now, one thing that is interesting. So he rented out a hotel, like the whole like top floor of a hotel,
Yeah.
and he paid, I think it was like $1 million for the 30 days. So
Yeah.
that's an interesting thing. Consequently, I looked at because like the first thing he did was hire 22 people, right?
Yeah.
Or yeah, no, 23 people, because he hires John Candy and he hires a private investigator, right?
Yeah.
So it's him and all of his friends go to a hotel and they rent out the hotel, so they all get
Yeah.
rooms, right? So I looked up and we are, um, I was like, what can I get for like a mansion for me and 30 people, right? A luxury
Yeah.
mansion. I was looking up websites and I just pulled up what was advertising. Yeah, I didn't shop around for price, but a mansion that
Yeah.
holds 30 people for 30 days. I found one big enough, and it was, I want to say only, but it's so crazy to say only, but it was only
Okay.
$750,000.
Oh.
So uh as we're like as I'm looking at that, like, yeah, he spent $1 million, so it was like I guess I could like overpay for it, right? But I was just looking at
Yeah.
like what it costs to like have a fucking mansion instead of just the top floor of a hotel. Um, and the mansion was cheaper today.
Shit.
And I looked through and it because one of the things is like, oh, like, you know, because then you just start hiring other people, hire people to clean, whatever. It had like daily housekeeping and everything too.
Oh shit.
It was
Okay.
like all inclusive. It was crazy. But I would do other stuff. Like I would probably like hire Gordon Ramsay to be my personal chef for like, you know, 30 days. And like that's
Ooh, yeah.
probably like not cheap. I don't
No.
know what it costs to have like or like Gordon Ramsay be your
I remember something about some chefs, and it was like around 5 to 10 grand a week for a personal chef to cook for you and shit. Like the
so
expensive fancy ones like that, it was like 5 to 10 grand a week.
so let's say that like, so like if we're discussing it now, like with current inflation, right? Like that security guard thing, I looked at
Yeah.
that. That was still under $1 million for the cost of security guards,
Ooh.
like with inflation. So I put an inflation rate. It's varied based on where you are, but I'm in California, so I just said 2.85, right?
Yeah.
So at 2.85% inflation over the past 40 years, and what the current value of a dollar is today, that comes out to um, that comes out to actually $182,000. So not even that much, which is insane. Oh, actually no, it was 182,000 a week. My bad. So over the month, it
Oh.
was 729,000.
Okay. Oh damn.
So 729,000, like it's still under $1 million to like employ 21 guards. So, and then you think about like you could just pay the guards more, right?
Yeah.
Because I was actually looking at like what is the cost, like annually, right? Like what does a guard make per like because these were vault guards, right? Right
Yeah.
now, like a bank guard makes about 70K a year on the high end, right?
Okay. Oof.
So that's 70K, right? Um, so this would mean that if I let me do the math here. Uh, that would mean that each guard would roughly make at that current inflation rate, 400K a year, $437,000 annually. So
Oof.
like that's already super overpaying for the guards. So it's like you could pay more, but it's like you're already paying more, right? Because it was like one guard at 4,000 a week, 20 other guards at 3,000 a week. At the current inflation rate of what that comes out to, right? Like I said, this is uh so back then it was 256,000, right, for
Okay.
the 30 days. So, you know, looking at that on an annual salary, that was still like a ton. And then coming down to like now 729, it's like I don't know if you can justify more than that. Like outside of like yeah, I'm trying to spend that money, but it's like
Yeah.
it's crazy how like it doesn't like it adds up, but it doesn't add up to what you need it to add up to. You know,
Yeah.
like so yeah, you spend three-quarters of a million on guards. I couldn't put more into that. I would say that if I could get Gordon Ramsay to say, hey, listen, I don't even know like what is a reasonable amount, but if you say, hey, listen, like 100,000, would Gordon Ramsay be your personal chef for $100,000 for a month?
Yeah.
Like he might say yes to that, you know, but
Is that yeah?
like you could do exorbitant and say like, hey, here's $1 million. But even then, you're looking at between the cost of the 20 guards, the cost of the mansion, And let's say I double the cost of the mansion because I'm like I don't want nobody to fucking bother me, right? Double the
Yeah.
cost of the mansion. You take the cost of the guards, you take the cost of Gordon Ramsay, and you say I'm gonna pay $1 million. Thus far, that puts you at 3.25 bill. It's 3.25 million. You still got you still got 78 million to go,
Yeah.
right? So you give 4 million away to charity, right? And now you're down to 74 million.
Yeah.
Gambling is risky. That's hard,
Yeah.
right? If you can say like, hey, this is what I'm like top chefs, like give him a crew and say, I'm gonna pay your crew, 10,000 a week each member of your cooking crew. I want fully
Yeah.
like the best meals, right? What does he need? He probably doesn't need more than 5 chefs. I've seen his shows.
Yeah.
He don't need more than 5. He's not gonna bring more than 5. So okay, 10,000 a week, right? Uh, so 10,000 a week. So it's $40,000 times 5. That's 200K, right? So what do you do with that, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Let me see. Expensive wine. That's
I'm just gonna.
bad.
I just banned somebody.
Oh no. Man.
I'll look at that message later, but it looked like they were trying to sell me something. Uh, so
Uh,
anyway, right? It's still 400,000. So I guess we're at 73.5 million that we got to spend. I mean, what
yeah.
else? Like what else is there outside of just being like, hey, this is the thing? Because like I was talking with somebody about this yesterday, so it's a very interesting idea to say like, why don't we just take the million out? And let's say that we apply like the
Hmm?
inflation and say 2.85, million, right?
Yeah.
Just say that. So would you take would you take the 2.5 million and walk away?
Yeah. The 2.5 mil, I think I could walk away with 2.5 mil. Like, yeah, I could like I would like because like I've done like the math before, like how much money I need to fucking like live, have like just a comfortable
Yeah.
life, and that
It's
would be
more than
7 mil.
enough money to live comfortably.
Like 2.5 mil, I'm like I can make it work because like I just
Oh,
work
for
my
sure.
job for a few more years, put it into like some IRA retirement account. Like, hey, tell me where this fucking hits a fucking magic number, and it's like cool. Oh, I'm cool, which means I'm just working for another 5, 6 more years, and I'm done. And I
Yeah.
was like, yeah, I retire at like 42.
So it's an interesting thought, right? Because someone else told me the same like thing. It was like just take the money and walk away, right?
Yeah,
But here's where I had a difference of opinion, right? Is that they said walk away and I said the challenge is win-win, right?
yeah,
Because it's not necessarily a zero-sum game, right? Because it's you walk away with nothing, right? Or you get the $850 million. It's
yeah,
actually it's spend 30 days living in the most extravagant way possible, which you wouldn't have had. You wouldn't have had that opportunity. And even
yeah,
with the $2.5 million, you still probably wouldn't live extremely extravagantly because like yeah, you'll end up spending that money, before the end of your lifetime. And if you think about if you're the person who was like, let me get the 2.5 million so that I can like live comfortably for the rest of my life, all you're going to do is live comfortably for the rest of your life. You're not going to live
yeah,
extravagantly, right?
yeah.
So,
I'm buying me a nice Camry,
so
regular house.
for the person who wants that, they're not thinking they're not going to have this mindset, right?
Yeah,
But I look at it as like, if I lose the challenge, my last 30 days I lived like a fucking king, right?
Yeah.
So that's, to me, that's why it's win-win, right? Because it's like I'm gonna spend in a way that like I never would have thought of spending ever in my life.
Yeah.
And so like even if you lose them 30 days, like look at Richard Pryor, right? You saw like, like he, first of all, he was chasing after this lady for no reason,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
right? He was
He
like, "Oh,
saw
I
her
love
like,
you."
boom.
Like why? What happened that you were in love with this woman? Like all she did was turn you down every day.
Yeah.
But anyway, but like you saw that like there was times he had people fawning over him, so it's not like he was like he didn't have a bad time, right? I'm not saying that like
Yeah.
like hey like the money and the power, and having people that throw themselves at you. I'm not saying that, but I am saying that like he didn't have a bad time. He was stressed about trying to spend the money, and overall the 30 days are going to be extremely stressful, right? But just I don't imagine that like having constant parties is necessarily like a bad thing, even if I lose, right? Because I'm gonna spend money. I'm gonna rent shit. I'm gonna rent a fucking zoo. Okay,
Yeah.
like people are gonna be like, "Yo, this is the weirdest millionaire I ever seen." Like, why is he riding a lion? Because
Like I
because I paid enough money that the lion respected me.
my thing is like I was like, is that like I know I could spend a shit ton of money, but I don't know if I could spend the whole 80 fucking mil. Because like we were down to like 70 or 70 mil. But then I was like, um I just like looked up like expensive like fucking whiskeys. And like they're like fucking they go for like 14 grand. I'm like, cool. I could just throw parties and just only buy the most expensive whiskey. I'm like, how much alcohol could I fucking buy this at 14 grand a bottle?
Yeah,
And it actually fucking racks up. I could eat at
for sure.
Alina restaurants that's like $400 per person and just have all of my friends go.
Yeah, so let's
And I
say that you
remember
do that. Like, so you go to a place. I say it's 400 bucks a person. You bring
yeah,
200 people. Like that's what he did. He went to this restaurant and started spending money, right? He said, "Give me your most
yeah,
expensive bottle of wine." So let's say that like what he did at that time, he said it was $200 a head, right, for 200 people,
yeah,
right, and a $400 bottle of wine. He said, "I want that for all of my friends too." So let's say there's four people at a table, one bottle of wine per table, right? You start doing the
yeah,
math, it's something like $60,000, right?
yeah,
Um, if you do that today and say, hey, you know what, $400 a table, and let's say it was what you said was a $1,400 bottle of whiskey,
14,000.
14,000. Okay, so same math, 200 people,
Yeah,
$400 a table, right?
$400 per person.
$40 per person for 200
400
people.
percent.
Okay,
Yeah,
so that is $80,000. Then the
yeah,
$14,000 bottle of whiskey, is it one bottle of whiskey per table? If we assume four
yeah,
people to a table, okay,
yeah,
cool. So then it's 50 times 14,000. I'm going to round that up to 15,000 just because I don't want to do like crazy math. So
yeah,
then that is 30, no, 45,000. No, sorry, 75,000. Um, 75,000 times, no, it was just 75,000. Sorry. It was like,
yeah.
okay, whatever.
Like,
So that's one dinner.
yeah,
If you can do that every day, right? So
yeah,
$75,000 for the whiskey, $80,000 for the dinner, right? So that is math, $155,000,
yeah,
right? 155,000 times 30. If you do that every day, I don't know what 155 times 30 is because I don't want to
yeah,
do math, but it is something like $4.5 million.
yeah.
Pull out the
I'm
calculator.
about to fucking exactly like I'm not. Yeah, 4.6 mil.
Yeah.
And so
But
like,
okay, here's the thing, right? If you do that like every day, let's say you do that for lunch because like you already spent $1 million hiring Gordon Ramsay, right?
yeah,
So I want Gordon Ramsay dinners, right?
yeah,
So for you and 200 people every day, you spent 4.65. We were already at 4.25, so we're now at 8. We're 10% of the way down, right? 15%
yeah,
because we gave away to charity, right?
yeah,
So that's not bad, right? So that's like we have lodging, we have like a house and dinner. But let's say that we want to do even more. I think a really good idea was that he did run a campaign, um,
yeah.
and I would run campaigns. I think it's like that would be like I would run campaign ads for like oh god. I know you would love this. Uh,
Yeah.
uh, I would do it for RCV, man. Ranked choice voting. I would be
Oh yeah,
all up in there. Running ads is like not the none of the above, but I would do like we want ranked choice voting, and I would put that all out there, and that would I think easily if I run nationwide ads, there
yeah.
is no way I'm spending less than $30 million on nationwide ads running for the entire 30 days.
Yes, and like ooh, and commercials,
Yeah.
like just like was like I was like when you first said ads, I was thinking like the billboards and shit
Mm-hmm.
because like I know those add up fairly quickly.
You can do
But then like
billboards. You could do commercials, right? You could hire people to produce a commercial for you. A Super
oh yeah,
Bowl ad costs can easily cost about $10 million.
yeah, oh yeah,
I would fucking do a Mr. Beast sponsorship. I would put it in one of his videos and be like, here's the money, because I know that like people like he's talked about like how much money he makes per video and how people can't afford to be a sponsor in his video anymore because it's their entire year's marketing budget, right? And so I'm like, hey, I know what that is. I know what an entire year's marketing budget is.
oh
So I'm like, just imagine this video brought to you by Mikey. I would do it. I would do it. I'd get him. I'd get David Dobrik, and I'd run ads like being like, "Hey guys, to listen, the real, the real motivation of ranked choice voting is like call your representatives and tell them that you want to implement ranked choice voting in your city, state, and federal elections." And it like that shit because that's value right there. Let me tell you,
yeah,
you change the fucking world, okay? And
ooh,
I think that's an easy way to start spending some money. I think that's that'll knock off a chunk, right? So we'll run these ads. Let's say it costs $1 million to have Mr. Beast run an ad for you.
yeah,
Throw in a cool 500K at David Dobrik. I don't think he's hits as big anymore. And then fuck it, throw $1 million at Logan Paul, right? So now that's $2.5 million for these people. And is Taylor Swift for sale? Like can I somehow get Taylor Swift to like do an advertised post on Instagram for ranked choice voting?
oh shit. You know what I fucking just realized was like since you brought Taylor Swift up was like the Beyonce tours, like how much those tickets were going for.
Oh yeah.
Just go to fucking like all those like throw a massive concert
Oh
of like the
yeah.
best artists and just be like, hey, yeah, you know
But can
what?
you put that
Like,
together in 30 days?
well, like, yeah. I was like, could I? No, no, no. But like, there's like one like massive concert. Like, hey, you know what? What's your going rate? And I was like, I will give you fucking 10 mil right
Okay.
now. And
So let's do this. Okay? Dream concert, okay?
okay,
And kind of money's no object, right? So first of
yeah.
all, where do you hold this?
See, I like. I love Chicago because Chicago's my home, like, and like the access to it.
So
But
Tinley or
also,
Wrigley?
I would go to the fucking salt shed fucking place, the fucking Morton Salt fucking venue thing they have. I seen the
Really?
pictures inside. That thing like looks kind of dope. It's big. It's open. Um,
Is that the one in what, Millennium Park?
no, it's like it's the old salt fucking thing that they used to have that they turned it into a concert venue.
Oh, when did they do that?
Over the past like over the pandemic, like when
Oh,
the roof collapsed,
I
they
miss
like they
Chicago shit. Ah, okay.
yeah, like when the roof
Living in
collapsed,
California
they
sucks.
convert.
That's it. I'm done. I'm moving back. No, I can't. I can't. I don't know if you know. Like, do you see the light coming in? This is all
Yeah.
sunlight. Okay, it is 75 degrees here. Okay,
Uh-huh.
like I don't even have to like look at you to know that you're cold. I already know it's cold. What is it like?
Actually,
You guys are probably struggling to break 40.
it's like 38 degrees. It's pretty fucking solid. Actually,
Like I said.
like I just have to have the fucking window open because my fucking furnace thing fucking doesn't shut off. So like
Uh,
it's actually extra hot in my apartment. So I was like the breeze kind of
yeah, no,
equal it out.
I
Like
feel you on that. I swear to God, though, you tell somebody out here that it's actually warmer at 38 degrees, they're gonna have a goddamn aneurysm. Like, so no, I think like I've adjusted enough. Like I'm not going back. Can't convince me for 80 million
yeah, I'll have a
dollars
different
though.
tune. Like yeah, like
Um,
I'd have a different tune if like once it hits the negatives, I'm like fuck this shit.
yeah.
But
Um, so an interesting thing I would say that is not necessarily like a loophole, but like you can get like housing for like all of your employees, right?
yeah.
As long as it's rented, that's good. Um, now, because we're talking about like the game of it, right?
Yeah.
I think that we have to have like understandings that for everybody that we are giving this like money to, that we're employing, it's strictly for 30 days. It's for a month. And I
Yeah.
think that we have to do that because if we say that we're like employing people, right? It's not like, hey, I'm going to give you a job and you're going to make this
Hmm.
much per year, because like then like your 850 million is not going to last you as soon as you're done. You're going to immediately have to start laying people off, right?
Yeah.
Um, so okay, but you could rent out a place. You can rent out several places, right? And I think that's better than like doing the hotel, because the hotel you get like a roof rate, right? So rent
Yeah.
out several places, and I think you can figure out a way to do this because we're already now, because of the way that we structured this, like running ads. Now we're at $38 million spent, right? So then we start putting
Yeah.
together a dream concert, right? I don't know who is in your like top billing. I would start throwing in like old bands that charge ridiculous amounts that I know would charge crazy amounts. Like Metallica doesn't get out of bed for less than $1 million.
Okay.
So I would say like, hey, listen, we're doing a show. We want you here. It's we're gonna pay $1 million for you guys to appear here in this semi-private show. You say semi-private because like you're running the show, you're giving away the tickets, but like it's private because people can't purchase these tickets,
Yeah.
right? So you rent a venue. So rent the Salt Place. How much is Salt Place going to charge you? Or are you just going to
Oh
like
yeah.
offer them 1 million and like,
Yeah. But like, hey, here's like honestly, I'm like, hey, yo, here's 3 mil. I want the fucking this fucking Sunday, like this Sunday date
yeah,
of like to
offer
rent
them
your
enough
venue.
to
I'm gonna have the
cancel on whoever else?
yeah.
Okay.
Like either they cancel or they fucking go fucking earlier or some shit
Okay,
or
I like
later.
it. I like it. Um, so who's on the roster?
I would like see. My thing is, I would do a bunch of like conscious rap.
Mm,
Like I would have like some like Morris Technique, Lupe, uh, but I would have probably have Kendrick in there. Kendrick in there, no
Kendrick,
name.
respect,
But I would
respect.
also have Erica Badu pop up, like Erica Badu pop
Interesting.
up,
Wait.
and maybe some Andre 3K.
Okay. All right. I have actually a solid thing. Okay. Because here's the thing. I know the two of us, right?
Mm-hmm.
We like so much shit. We're gonna be mixing genres.
Oh yeah.
That's a terrible idea. But you know how you get through mixing genres? You have a multi-day show.
Oh yes.
So we rent out the Salt Place for 3 nights. Okay, so instead of $3 million a night, we're spending, or instead of spending $3 million for one night, we spend 9 million. Right, round it up to
Ooh
10,
yeah.
so we have the entire goddamn weekend. Right, we got Friday,
Yeah.
Saturday, Sunday. You know what? We'll even throw in it. Let's throw Thursday. Right, we'll offer them 10 million so they can throw in the Thursday for free. Right,
Yeah.
so boom, $10 million. Right now we're at 50. Right, boy math, it's planned. Here we go. Right, so now we start mixing genres. We have a metal night, right? We fill a
Ooh.
roster for metal night. I'm thinking I'm thinking Avenged Sevenfold. I'm thinking Five Finger Death Punch, right? Static X. Okay? We're gonna load that fucking metal night up. We get a punk night. You know what? Green Day, okay?
Okay.
Green Day, I want Green Day to do a custom version of American Idiot for me. I'm gonna
Oh
throw them
yeah.
extra money for that and be like, yo, give me one, make it about MAGA, let's go. Like special lyrics. All right. Oh God. I think you can't have a punk show without no effects.
Oh
Like
yeah.
if you're doing the dream roster, right? I want no effects there. I want some ska bands. I want Big D at the kids table.
Oh yeah.
Um oh God. Let's see. Yellow Card.
Oh yes.
Yellow Card's on my list. I've never seen Yellow Card live. So like boom, dream roster, there you go. MCR, right?
Mm-hmm.
I would say God, you probably got to pay a pretty penny to have M. I would say you're
Probably.
paying some decent money. There's no way we're putting on this show, especially 'cause, like we're selling out, right? We're not
Yeah.
just doing the venue. We're gonna give how many people fit in that venue?
Ooh, I don't know. Let's see. Salt shed big max.
So like, I don't know. Let's say 300 people.
Yeah.
So a massive show like this, a 4 night show being put on with no people. Let's say they're gonna need security, right? I'm not giving them my guards. I'm already paying for my guards to do something else. We're gonna
Mm-hmm.
hire some different people. So, assuming it's not included in the cost of the venue, we need security, we need permits, right? We got to get them expedited, rush orders, right?
Yeah.
Let's say another $5 million in admin fees, right? I think now we're moving up, right? Uh, and I'd offer each band $1 million, right? Let's say if we
Salt
do
shed holds 5,000 people.
okay, so 5,000 people. Uh, let's say $100 a night. You said 5,000, 3,000.
Five. It says 5,000 people for the whole ground, like 3,000 in the actual building thing.
Okay, so let's say 3,000. So 3,000 at $100 a night, 4 nights, right? Um, so it would be 30,000 for the 120,000.
Mm-hmm.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
It's cheaper than I would have thought. So okay, we have that $100,000 we pay for all the tickets. Let's say that we will go through and we will also have it be a catered event. We're gonna have food services,
Oh,
right? Food
bang.
services completely included. I don't know what happened to your lighting, sir. I don't know where you stepped, but you just became a locked character. You're a DLC I haven't paid for. What
The
happened?
sun has shed on Chicago. The sun has left the chat in Chicago. So
All right. Okay. Anyway, so moving on, we have completely like paid for, catering. Everybody's gonna have food. We're gonna have staff bringing out the food. I think this is easily turning into another $20 million thing,
okay.
right? Because it's already we're doing 10 million for this. Then we have like the show, the people, right? Let's say we do 5 bands a night or
Yeah.
5 acts a night, and we just offer each act $1 million,
Yeah.
right? And I think that's fair, because like some of the bigger I will just to balance it out, because like some bands we could get for less than $1 million, and some might be more,
Yeah.
right? So just balance that out. 4 nights, 5 acts each night, $1 million per act. That's $20 million if I'm doing math correctly. Another 10 million for that event. We had already spent previously what? So 45 plus $30 million for the venue and the acts. That puts us at 75,
Yeah.
right? Um, I think we're very close. This is I would wait. Okay, I would wager this is possible.
Honestly, like uh now, because like once we add in like the concert and stuff, and like I was like, okay, we could definitely possible to fucking
Between an ad
eh,
campaign and the biggest show ever, yeah, we've got this. And like we know
you
enough
know?
people that we could actually put together the dream concert.
Yeah.
I got contacts. You got contacts. We'll get this done.
Yeah, I know some people and like, you know what, like bam, like, hey, the thing that Richard Pryor didn't do that I would have done is hire a personal assistant, just an exorbitant amount of money. Like the one chick in the movie, she just makes sure he spends the right amount of money.
Right.
And so like, yeah. But I would just like, hey, no, this your job to like set shit up for me so I can't fucking but like obviously couldn't tell them the fucking why I'm doing it, but like, hey, look, all your job is to make sure I spend the fucking money and there's receipts. So
Yeah.
um and you hand the receipts to the fucking old chick. And so I was like, I would just pay them an exorbitant amount of fucking money to make sure that like, hey, like get bounce like I'd employ people who give me ideas. Like, what would you do for fucking fun?
I would I
Like,
would I would employ somebody who is my own person, who would make sure like tracking down every receipt,
yeah,
because like that is the one thing that would be harder, right? That's the one thing that makes it a true challenge, is that uh we have an op,
yeah,
right? That's like spending the money is easy, but like knowing that like there were ops out there who were like, yo, hide these receipts,
yeah,
like make him have an accounting error. That's the problem. So my own person who would track down every receipt, like that's where I'd be like, yo, because I want somebody who's like, actually two people, right? Because I want one person who's like smart and good and nice, and I got another guy who's gonna kick down doors. Because it's like, if that money is not accounted for, I need somebody who's gonna be like, Ward, you know,
yeah.
be like, you already folded like a lawn chair for the money. Fold you a different way now.
That.
But
Ooh.
I think, yeah, it's doable. It's doable. I think putting on the concert, that's gonna push us over the edge.
You know what? Yeah, I think you're fucking right.
Plus, it'll
Like,
be the best fucking show ever. You know what? How much money do you think is going to cost us to have Paramore and have Haley Williams be like, listen, like this man's coming up on stage to do misery business with us? Because, like, listen, I'm going to live.
Well, like, hey, in the movie, he played it. He chose to like, know what? I'm gonna make a game where he played against the Yankees.
Yeah.
So I would definitely like do some stupid shit. Like, you know what? Hey, I'm renting out a personal track for me,
Yeah.
and all my friends are just gonna do the dumbest fucking shit.
I would 100% like yeah, sure. We're gonna find ways to spend money to have fun, but like I think my version of fun also includes being brought up on stage. I'm like, yo, performance of a lifetime. Let's fucking go. All right, so okay, so bottom line, we think we can do this, but do you think it's the bad decision? Do you think like we should just take the money and run?
My thing is that since I don't have to give up my current job, yes, I would like legit do it because I would still just go to work and shit.
Yeah,
And like I know like my job's limitations of like the fucking like like oh you get in trouble for this, this, and this. And so like the toward like the beginning of the month, I would be at work, I would just do other shit. And
yeah,
like
yeah,
I would just be
yeah, yeah.
spending money and shit. But at the end of the like the second half of the month, I just wouldn't show the fuck up to work. So I know like, hey, I got two like if I don't make the deal, I can just come back and just get in trouble, get reprimanded.
Yeah.
I just don't. Uh, but it's like, hey, it's either A, I just get reprimanded when I come back, or B, I never have to come back to work again.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I think that'll make work like incredibly not stressful, right? Because you're gonna sit there, you're gonna go through your job, right? And you're gonna be like, listen, you can't tell me shit. You can't tell me
exactly. Oh,
shit.
I just fucking the Gordon Ramsay shit. I would have Gordon Ramsay just come to my job.
Yeah.
Food like I would like have like my dinner would be at work because I work the night shift. So like my dinner would just be like some Gordon Ramsay fucking meal being like delivered to my fucking factory
Delivered
job.
by Gordon Ramsay.
Exactly. I would just like meet him at the gate, like, hey, what's up? I was like, wait, is this Gordon Ramsay? Like, yeah, cool. And I would make sure like there's like my personal security guards in the parking lot, wait, making sure nothing happens. It's like,
It's like keep it safe for
hey,
me
why?
and Gordon, okay? This is my friend Gordon, okay? Make sure he gets out the parking lot, okay?
I buy most of
I
my
don't,
job. Honestly, I wonder how much like because I know my job has catered dinners at
yeah.
my job before, and I'm like, hey, can we like just cater meals? But like, I only want specific people get catered. There's certain people I don't like at my job. They don't get the meal. They have to like get their own. Like they're
They
not
get
allowed
their
into the fucking
backlash.
dinner.
Yo,
Like,
like we don't even have the money and it's already changed this.
yes. Like I'm feeding
We're
six
terrible.
thousand four hundred and 72 people.
Yo, the
These other three
imaginary money
motherfuckers,
were already
they're
assholes. That's fantastic. All right. Okay, listen, I think we're significantly over time.
oh yeah.
Yeah. So, verdict is we're going to try the challenge,
Oh
right?
yeah, we can. Yeah,
I
we do
think
it.
I think
I
we
think
have the
that's
audacity to do it. So, okay, so that's where it was. Everybody, thank you guys so much for joining us. Thank you guys for stopping in and really having a good time with us. I appreciate it. We're going to be doing. We have a couple plans for some other episodes, including talking about some Palestinian movies that we're going to be talking about.
yes.
Because of course, Free Palestine. Uh, if y'all didn't think I had opinions, whew, you guys are wrong. Follow my Instagram. I'd be
See mine.
posting. Um, but we'll see you guys next time. I'll probably be on later. I'm gonna start returning to streaming myself. I've been playing Power World. I'm fucking enjoying it. I haven't been streaming that because it crashes way too much, and I don't want to stream a game that's gonna crash. But fuck it. I'll do some more. I don't care. But we'll see you guys next time. See ya.